Important probability question for you, including conditional probability. I am Anil Kumar. Welcome to my YouTube channel and the website Global Math Institute. In this video, we have taken a test question based on probability. The question here is: Sam attempts 3 practice test papers. The probability that he passes the first paper is zero point 0.6. Whenever he gains a pass in a paper, confidence increases, so the probability of him passing the next paper increases by zero point 0.1. Whenever he fails a paper, the probability of passing is zero point 0.6. Based on this information, there are 3 questions. First, draw a tree diagram to represent the situation. Question number 2, calculate the probability that Sam passes at least 2 papers he attempts. And 3, find the probability that Sam passes his third paper given that only one previous he passes only one previous paper. So that is based on conditional probability. So I hope the question is absolutely clear. You can pause the video, try it out. Those of you who want to learn from me directly, feel free to send an email on globalmathinstitute@gmail.com. Now let's begin with drawing the tree diagram for the given situation. So let's say the first test paper. Now 2 things can happen. Either he will pass or he will not pass. If he passes, the probability is 0.6, and it is sum is always 1, so fail will be 0.4. Now let's get to this point where he attempts the second paper, and in that paper he may pass or he may not pass, right? And that happens in both the cases, correct? Now, if he has passed, then the probability increases by 0.1. That means it becomes 0.7, right? And clearly, if it is 0.7, then for failing at this stage, probability will be 0.3. Now let's go to the other side, which is when he fails the first paper, the probability of passing still is 0.6 and failing is 0.4. Clear? Now let's look into the third arm. So in this case, he may again pass or he may fail. Right? In each condition, we have these 2 cases, correct? Now let's write down the probability for each. Now in the top, he passes, and then again passes. Probability increases by 0.1. So in this case, it becomes 0.8. Is that clear to you? Failing at this stage will be 0.2. Now, if he has failed, then it is 0.6 and 0.4. Here, 0.6 pass means 0.7 next time, and failing will be 0.3. Fail and then pass will be 0.6, and then again fail will be 0.4. So we got our tree diagram in place. You see that? So that's the first part. So I hope this is absolutely clear. So these are the 3 stages, right? Now, let us answer question number 2, which is calculate the probability that Sam passes at least 2 papers he attempts. Correct. Now, for that, what are we looking for? Well, Sam passes at least two papers means he could pass all the three, right? All the three means this, correct? So in that case, the probability of this will be zero point 0.6 times 0.7 times zero point 0.8, right? Plus what else? At least two means pass, and then fail. That will also work, right? So that is 0.6, 0.7 times zero point 0.2, right? The other way could be he could first pass, fail, and then pass, right? Fail and then pass. That means two times pass, right? So that adds to passing the first paper, failing the second, and then again passing, right? And if he fails first paper but passes the other two, that is also at least two, right? So that is the fourth case, which is zero point 0.4, 0.6 times 0.7. So that is the case where we're looking into question 2. Let me write here question 2 here. Probability of passing at least two, right? So probability for at least two pass. So we can now calculate. So use your calculator. Calculate this answer, right? So what do you get? Just add them all, right? So zero point 0.6 times zero point 0.7 times zero point 0.8 plus zero point 0.6 times zero point 0.7 times zero point 0.2 plus zero point 0.6 times zero point 0.3 times zero point 0.6 plus zero point 0.4 times zero point 0.6 times zero point 0.7, correct? And that gives you the answer as 0.696. So that becomes the probability that at least two papers he is going to pass. Is that clear to you, right? So that's the first part. I mean, the question number 2. Now, let's look into question number 3. So I hope this is absolutely clear, right? So there are four cases for at least two, in which one of the cases he passes all the three papers, the other two is that pass and then two papers he passes. Now, question number 3 is find the probability that Sam passes his third paper given that he passes only one previous paper. So now, passes third paper, right? Given that he passes only one of the previous papers, right? So that is the case, one of the previous. So given that only one previous, how are you going to do that? Now, in a conditional probability case, we have to see what is the domain. So we are saying the probability that Sam passes his third paper, given that, let's highlight, given that he passes only one previous paper. So now, if he passes only one previous paper, what could be the conditions? That is to say, he first passes and then fails, right? So the condition could be, let's write down in the denominator what could be the conditions, right? So one condition could be he pass and then fail, which is zero point 0.6 times zero point 0.3 plus the other one is he fails and then pass, right? So zero point 0.4 times 0.6. So that comes in the denominator, right? Do you see that? That comes in the denominator. Now, what is in the numerator? Now, when that condition happens, he passes the third paper. So, in the first case, we are actually traveling along this path. You see that? And then he passes. So, it will be multiplied by zero point 0.6. So, in the numerator, I have 0.6 times 0.3 times 0.6 plus. The other path is that he fails, then passes, and then passes. Correct? So that is 0.4 times 0.6 times 0.7. Is that clear to you? So we have to multiply these and then divide by 0.6 times 0.3 plus 0.4 times 0.6, right? So let's calculate this answer also. What do you get? So let's do it. We get zero point 0.6 times 0.3 times 0.6 plus zero point 0.4 times zero point 0.6 times zero point 0.7. So that's the numerator. We are going to divide this by zero point 0.6 times zero point 0.3 plus zero point 0.4 times zero point 0.6 within brackets, right? So we get our answer, which is 0.657. So the probability for the third case, conditional probability, is 0.657. Is that clear to you, right? So that is how we can actually answer this particular question. I hope it makes sense. Feel free to write your comments, share your views. If you like and subscribe to my videos, that'd be great. Thanks for your time and all the best.